and his mother became furious and said, "Mi ò ní gba obìnrin àjòjì nínú ilé yìí," in their dialect. And Kunle replied, "Màámi, I'm sorry, I can't marry the girl I don't have feelings for." Long time ago, in a small village in the eastern region of Nigeria, there lived a young lady named Chioma. Chioma was a paragon of hard work and intelligence. She was known throughout her community for her unwavering kindness, industrial spirit, and dedications to her endeavors. From a young age, Chioma had learned the value of hard work and perseverance. Raised by her widowed mother, she spent her childhood helping in their small farm where they grew yams, cassava, and other crops to sustain themselves. Despite the challenges they faced, Chioma's mother instilled in her daughter a strong sense of humility, decency, and determination. She taught Chioma that with hard work and perseverance, anything was possible. Her mother saved up some money from the profits they make in selling their farm produce and sent Chioma to school. And she graduated from the university with flying colors and served in a city in the western region of Nigeria. The company Chioma served saw her hard work, intelligence, and dedications to work, and they retained her immediately after her youth service as one of their staff. She worked tirelessly and carved a niche for herself in the corporate world, thriving in her career as a marketing executive. Chioma's life took a momentous turn during one hot afternoon in the dry season as she went out for a refreshment. She saw a charming and ambitious young man named Kunle walked into the restaurant. He hailed from that town. From the moment they met, they felt a strong connection unlike any they had experienced before. They spent hours talking, laughing, and shared stories of their lives and dreams for the future. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Chioma found herself falling deeply in love with Kunle and he with her. They knew that their love was meant to be and they began to make plans to spend the rest of their lives together. As Chioma embarked on her journey as Kunle's wife, not minding their different cultural background and traditions, she looked forward for a future filled with love, support, and shared aspirations. However, there was one obstacle standing on their way: Kunle's parents. They were staunch traditionalists who believed strongly in upholding the customs and traditions of their ancestors. Kunle's parents, Adio and Biola, were pillars of their community, revered for their wealth and influence. Yet, beneath their polished life lurked envy and insecurity, fueled by the fear of losing control and relevance in their son's life. From the moment Chioma was introduced to them, Adio and Biola viewed her as a threat, a rival for Kunle's affection and attention, and they were skeptical about her culture and traditions. They called their son aside and asked him to look inward and marry Deola, the daughter of one of his father's wealthy friend, of whom they have same cultural background. That arrangement was made behind his back with Deola's father, and they have come to a conclusion. They were only waiting to inform him before he brought Chioma to them. But Kunle refused to be swayed by his parents' objections and disapproval. He loved Chioma with all his heart and was determined to marry her no matter what anyone else thought. He declined his parents' suggestion of whom to marry, and his mother became furious and said, "Mi ò ní gba obìnrin àjòjì nínú ilé yìí," in their dialect. And Kunle replied, "Màámi, I'm sorry, I can't marry the girl I don't have feelings for." After much dispute with his parents, he married Chioma. Their wedding day was filled with joy and laughter, but little did Chioma know that her biggest challenges was yet to come. After the wedding, Chioma moved into Kunle's family compound, where she was greeted with hostility by her mother-in-law. From the moment she arrived, Chioma's mother-in-law determined to make her life miserable and her marriage unbearable. At first, Chioma brushed off her in-law's subtle insults and passive-aggressive remarks towards her, choosing to focus on building a life of happiness and fulfillment with Kunle. However, as time passed, the tension between Chioma and her in-laws reached a boiling point. fueled by series of misunderstandings and deliberate attempts to undermine Chioma's authority within the family. One day, as Kunle traveled for a business trip, his sisters beat up Chioma, claiming that she insulted their mother during an argument. She kept everything that happened to herself in order to maintain a peaceful home. Another fateful evening, as Chioma and Kunle gathered with their extended family for dinner, tension boiled beneath the surface, threatening to erupt into an open conflict. Kunle's mother and her daughters, supported by their allies among the relatives, began to criticize and rain insult at Chioma, questioning her worthiness as Kunle's wife and casting doubt on her intention in marrying him. They complained about everything she does, how her soup is not having enough oil, pepper, and so many other unnecessary things. Chioma struggled to maintain her composure, as her heart was heavy with the realization that her dreams of a harmonious family life were slipping away. Desperate to salvage the evening and restore peace, she left their presence. She worked diligently thereafter to understand their customs and traditions, hoping to find a common ground with her in-laws. Despite all that has happened, she remained patient and respectful. After Chioma had 4 children with her husband, her mother-in-law's ill behaviors towards her still continues. Whenever she comes to Kunle's house, sometimes with her daughters, she would throw words of insult to Chioma and her children and make jest of them. She would spank the children at every little mistakes and complain about their looks. She was so harsh on them that they are always unhappy and scared whenever she's around. One day, as she came to Kunle's house as usual, as they welcomed her in, she called her son Kunle. Come, are you sure that these children are yours? Because I don't know who they look like. We don't have this type of character in our family. Ask your wife where she got these children from. At first, Kunle tried to salvage the issue. He asked his mom to stop the accusation and hostile behaviors towards his wife and the children, but she remained adamant. Kunle revered his parents with so much respect and fear that he could do little or nothing about their behaviors. Despite the challenges, Chioma remained patient and respectful, seeking solace in her work and striving to maintain her dignity amidst the chaos. However, her mother-in-law's ill behaviors towards her still continues, and she was determined to rue the marriage and send Chioma away. She continued to accuse Chioma wrongly and began to spread false rumors of her infidelity in her son's house to family members and friends, and they began to gossip her wherever she goes. Soon, she sowed discord between Chioma and Kunle, and they began to have issues in their home. As their toxic behavior took a toll on Chioma's peace of mind and strained her relationship with her husband, she turned to Kunle for support, only to find him dabble between his loyalty to his wife and his duty to his parents. The constant flooding of negative words from her mother-in-law got her husband Kunle manipulated, and he began to see his children and the wife the way his mother does. He began to doubt his wife's faithfulness and then insisted on a paternity test for their children in order to be sure that they were truly his. Heartbroken and angry, Chioma thought of confronting her in-laws head-on, determined to reclaim her dignity and assert her worth as Kunle's partner, but decided to be mute and agreed to the paternity test. She waited patiently for the DNA test result and prayed fervently against any form of errors, as she was sure that the children belonged to her husband, while Kunle struggled to come to terms with the possibility that his worst fears might be true. Finally, the day of reckoning arrived, and they received the news they had been dreading. Oh my God, what have I done? How did I find myself in this mess? How will I face my wife? He exclaimed and talked loudly at the hospital, as the paternity test confirmed that he was indeed the biological father of their children. He returned home looking remorseful and humbled as he gave the test results to his wife. Relief flooded Chioma's heart as she read through the results, grateful that the truth had been revealed at last. But her joy was short-lived, for she was hurt by her husband's lack of trust and inability to stand by her in terms of trial. Unable to bear the thought of living with a man who doubted her so deeply after marrying her a virgin, and the in-laws who hated her so much despite her efforts to maintain a peaceful home and relationship, Chioma made a decision that would change the course of their lives forever. She asked Kunle for a divorce, and she was determined to walk away from a marriage built on mistrust, suspicion, and accusations. Hello, friends. Do you think Chioma's decision to leave the marriage she has endured for long was the best? Or she should have stayed back to reclaim her dignity and ascertain her boundaries? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Please do well to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Kunle was devastated by his wife's decision, and he began to beg her and called her sweet names. Ifemi Jo, Omalicha, I'm sorry. I can't live without you. Please reconsider and give our marriage another chance. He swore that he would never doubt her again, that he would spend the rest of his days making amends for his mistakes. But Chioma refused to be swayed by his pleas. Her heart was hardened by the pain of betrayal and all she had passed through in the marriage. She packed her bags and left as she was determined to start afresh on her own terms. After all, she is doing well in her career and can take care of herself and even the children. Kunle blamed his mother for everything that has happened. His father also blamed her, and for the first time his mother became remorseful and regretted her actions. She and her daughters tried to reach out to Chioma to apologize and ask her to come back home, but she is unreachable. They went to Chioma's mother to beg her and she sent them away. Kunle also went on his own to beg Chioma's mother and she asked him to leave, that her daughter's decisions were final. All effort to bring Chioma back failed. Kunle then remembered her pastor in whom she revered with so much respect and went to meet him immediately. He narrated all that has happened in their marriage to him. The pastor scolded and blamed him for everything that has happened. He then counseled and prayed for him and assured him that he would speak with Chioma and hopefully she would return home. Few days later, after her pastor talked and counseled her, with so much pleading from her husband and her in-laws, Chioma forgave them and decided to give their marriage another chance. As she returned, they celebrated their reunion with friends and family members, and everyone respected and maintained their boundaries. And so in the days that followed, Chioma stood tall and proud, her spirit unbroken and her resolve unyielding. For in the end, it was not the challenges she faced or the obstacles she overcame that defined her journey, but the strength of her character and the depth of her love that illuminated the path of her ultimate triumph. So together, Chioma and Kunle worked hard to rebuild their relationship and create a loving home for their children. This story has so many moral lessons, but I'll stick to these ones. We should not doubt the trust we have for each other, and we should love everyone around us no matter the difference in our culture and beliefs. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from the story. Please do well to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also turn on the notification bell so you could be notified when we drop another video. Thank you for watching. Bye.